baby.
Hey, how's it going, Jim? Day 2 on the amazing Bluebird resurrection. Yesterday, I bought this 1978 Bluebird. I found out since then it's a Bluebird 31. It has a Caterpillar diesel. It's the Caterpillar 3208, and it's a diesel V8 up front, and it hasn't been started in somewhere between 3 to 5 years. And if you watched yesterday's video, you noticed that it was a little rough. It has some issues. I didn't have anything with me yesterday to really do much other than a pad of paper and a pencil and my eyeballs. There was a whole bunch of paperwork inside. Let me show you. There was a bunch of paperwork that it came with, and I went through a lot of it. And there's a whole file of receipts for all sorts of stuff that this thing has had done to it. And I gotta tell you, it looks like it's been reasonably well taken care of up until just the last few years of sitting here. Yes, the exterior is in rough condition. It looks like it was vandalized in about 1991, and it was repainted and the interior was redone. I guess someone broke into it and had a party and weren't very respectful. It looks, I mean, I don't see any traces of that at this point, other than the paint job that's on it is not the factory paint job. This is a paint job that they claimed was done with aircraft paint. Maybe it was, I don't know, but it didn't seem to, well, it has been 30 years, so maybe it did hold up just fine. I don't know. It just looks rough. So today I brought a bunch of stuff with me, and I can't help myself. I've got to clean it a little bit. I know if I can't get it running, if there's something catastrophically wrong with the engine, then I'm probably just going to scrap it and not proceed. But after reading through all of the paperwork on this thing, it seems to me like it should run just fine. And they even had somebody coming out and polishing the fuel once in a while. So what I tried to do yesterday, just so I could get some of the gauges maybe to work, I tried to plug it into shore power. This lot here has power to it. I found where the meter is in the panel, and there is an electrical outlet on one of these shipping containers here. And it has a GFI outlet on it. And yesterday I tried to plug in there, and all I got was a crackling noise and some smoke. So I brought some stuff today where I'm going to check out that outlet and see if it does have power. And if it does, if I have to, I have a new outlet, and I will change out that outlet so I can actually plug into shore power. I also brought an old battery I had in my garage at home. I put it on a charger for overnight last night, and it did seem to take a charge. Haven't really tested it with a load or anything to see if it's truly taken a charge, but it looked like it did. So I'll maybe be able to use that battery in conjunction with my big rolling battery charger booster, and I might be able to get this thing to at least come alive a little bit electrically today. That's what I'm really aiming for. If that goes okay, and this is of course after I pressure wash the whole thing on the outside, and I need to unload all of the little jockey boxes and inventory what's in them all, and then I need to vacuum and clean them all out and get all of the dead mice and mouse poop and all of that out of it. I've got a mask and safety glasses and even a face shield for when I'm pressure washing that stuff so I don't get any nasty kickback in my face. And then after that, if I've still got time, motivation, and energy, I don't know. I have not checked the oil level in the engine yet. The transmission looks good. The fluid is good. It's not burnt, good color. The radiator is a little bit low, but it's got nice looking green coolant in it. I'm going to check the oil, and then I may try to start this thing. I know I was thinking I was going to have to go through the whole fuel and all, and I still may. I may have to pull the injectors and all of that, but I'm going to try the easy stuff first and just give it a shot. How bad could that be? Anyway, on with the exterior cleanup. All right, so this is what was in there, and you can see it's got scorching, and on both. And this is the one that crackled and a puff of smoke came out of it. The buttons didn't work, so it had nothing coming out of it. But now, look at that. We got a 120 volt live outlet there because I took this out and put in a new one. So I'm going to go ahead and plug into my shore power. All right. Ooh. I brought some lubricant, good thing. So what I've got here is I have two different ways to shore power this. From what I was reading yesterday, this is the, as it says there, 120 to 240 volt, 3-pole, 4-wire, 50 amp supply. Or there's these over here, which are 30 amp, but there's two of them. And what I was reading yesterday is if you're plugging into shore power, you need two outlets to plug into, and you got to plug both these in because the coach is divided into two halves when you use these smaller ones. So what I've done to make it all work on one plug is I've got this into the 50 amp one, which we're not going to be able to give it 50 amps, but then I used this little cheater plug, which converts us into a regular 120 volt, 15 amp standard household plug. So I've got it plugged in over there. Now, the next thing I know I've got to do is there's a switch up here that I read had to be below here is the main switch. Okay, so that's already, they said straight up and down is off. So I've switched it. So now it's on. And then there is another switch hidden under here. Okay. And this one we're on, like I showed you, the Shore 50 instead of the Shore 30. So I'm going to switch it to that and see. Oh boy. Look, we got a light on. How cool is that? Well, now it's not on anymore. But let's see if any of these other lights work. Oh, doggone it. Well, at least we saw one light come on. Nope. Wonder what happened. At least I saw a little bit of life. Okay, after looking into that issue a little bit, I have a fairly long extension cord running over to that outlet, and it's popped the circuit breaker on the panel here. So I reset it, and I could hear it kind of humming, and it kicked again after 5 or 6 seconds, and then I touched my cord, my orange extension cord, and it was pretty warm. So this thing is drawing way too much through that 50 amp plug. I guess that's not that big a shock. No pun intended. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, but I think I'm going to abandon that for the moment. I can reset the circuit breaker and have regular 120 volt on my extension cord so I can run my other stuff. I should be able to run my battery charger and my pressure washer and that kind of stuff with no problem. I just won't plug the coach in quite yet. I'm going to have to sort out why that is the way it is. I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. So anyway, I'm going to, I think I'm going to put the camera here up on some sort of vantage point and put you on time lapse while I get up on the roof and clean off all the crap that's up there and throw down a bunch of junk that's stored in a storage cabinet up on the roof, and then go around with the pressure washer. What fun. I wish that plug-in had worked, but at least I have electricity now, and I do have water here too, so that's good. Whoa, sudden change of events and luck. Look at what I found. I found this kind of PVC pipe thing laying over here just up against this hillside, and I noticed that I was going over here to the spigot to get ready to do some pressure washing, and I noticed that it had a wire and it went down into this pipe. So I followed to the other end, and of course the other end has a 50 amp plug that fits into where I was trying to scab in this one. So I thought, well, what could it hurt? Plugged it in, everything came on. Well, look at this. Our little light there is on. And you come in here, and that little light is on. And when I walked in, the microwave was even running. The defrost button was down, so the microwave was on, pulling a lot of power. So let's see what we have here. Holding tank 1, empty, good. Holding tank 2, empty, good. Water level, empty, oh, that's good. LP gas level, full. Am I to believe that? Nice. Battery condition, well, we know those are all, oh, it must be charging the batteries, because that's pretty surprising. Generator, I don't want to even push that yet. So it's kind of coming to life here. Hooray. Yeah, all of our lights are working. Nice. Okay, we got some life. Let's see. Okay, so my little lights up there, they work. The one over the door here works. Let's see here. Okay, that one does not. Okay, so there's nothing on in the bathroom. Not sure why that would be. There's some switches here. Maybe that's the issue. Oh, okay, because there comes the shower light. Oh, yeah. So these lights are controlled also by the switch down here. Okay, so the only one that doesn't seem to work right now is this one. And it looks like it's trying. It's probably just a bad tube or a bad ballast. So, cool. All right, I went and got my little vacuum cleaner here. It's cordless. Nice. I kind of like this thing. My beautiful wife Shannon got it for me for Christmas a couple years ago. But here, I'm going to use it to vacuum all of the mouse turds up from this seat, from around here. There's a few on the floor, because I'm going to climb into the seat and turn on the ignition to see what the gauges do. And I want to see what my fuel gauges show me. And if the fuel gauge shows close to full, I'm going to be pretty pleased. And then I know I said I was going to pressure wash and clean the outside, but if I see a full fuel tank, I'm going to open this up, check my oil level. If that checks out, I might try and turn this over and start it right now. All right, I was looking for the dipstick. I couldn't find it. This is the transmission dipstick. And I finally looked online, where's the dipstick on a 3208? And someone said it's within 6 inches of the transmission dipstick. So I'm looking and looking. Where the hell is it? I looked all over the place. And then I pushed this little heat shield back. There it is, way down there. So I pulled it out. The oil is surprisingly clean. It's at a good level. It's not full of carbon or anything. Now this is my primer for my fuel. So let's see if that feels like, oh yeah. By the second pump, it's giving me a bunch of pressure. So it feels like there's fuel up to here for sure. So could it possibly be that this starts up that easy? I don't know. Okay, let me climb into the driver's seat here, and I will get the keys, which are right here, and we'll try to, well, the batteries are going to be dead, so it's not going to turn over. Not until I do other things, but I'm going to turn it on and look at the gauges anyway. Okay, I gotta say, it's kind of hard to get in here with this giant steering wheel and the seat. I don't know if it slips back or not, but I feel like this steering wheel is right against my stomach. But okay, I'm here. I'll figure out if the seat moves. I've got the key in. Let's see if I turn the key on, if anything comes to life here. Oh, heck yeah. We got buzzers. Air pressure, of course, is 0 if we're not running. That's probably an oil pressure buzzer. And also my auxiliary step is still open. Safe net flashing. I'm not sure what that all means. But where are my fuel gauges? Okay, here's a fuel gauge here. It's showing nothing. But down here we've got a gas diesel. That switch doesn't seem to work, so I don't know if my fuel gauge is working or not, because I don't know. Not sure, but at least something came to life here. What do you think? Should I try to turn it over? Oh! Oh! I can't believe it! It started! Holy crap! What? We have oil pressure. Fuel gauge doesn't work. It's purring like a kitten. I can't believe it. It started immediately. Wow. Wow. Okay. There's some sort of weird little rattle. Looks like some hoses hanging down. Ugh. Okay, I can only hear the rattle. Okay, I see the rattle. It's this. It's the stuff inside here. Oh man. I cannot believe this thing started like that. No smoke? Oh, I can't believe those batteries were good. Okay. I am shocked for the second time. Oh, before I wasn't shocked. Now I am shocked. I really expected this to take a lot more effort. I really did. I didn't even have to put in a new battery. I didn't even have to hook the battery charger up. All I had to do was plug it in. I wonder if it would have started without being plugged in. It has to have had. The onboard charger was on those batteries before I tried to start it for maybe an hour. And when I first pushed that panel, the battery inspection panel in there in the kitchen, it worked out where it said empty, low. And as it turns out, charged them up within like an hour. This is the face of a happy guy. Yeah. So now, with a much better feeling about this whole thing, I will do what I said before, put you on time lapse. I got to go up on the roof and get a bunch of crap off the roof, and then I've got my pressure washer out, and I'm letting it just go ahead and idle until everything gets up to full operating temperature, and I just can't believe it started. So now I'm going to have to look into how much it's going to cost to have somebody come out here and put the tires on, as opposed to me bringing the wheels and tires into a place and having them do it there. If the price isn't that much different, I mean, I'd be willing to pay probably several $100s more to have the guy come here and use his giant impact and his giant jack and all of that to get this thing up in the air and put new tires on it right where it sits. Trying to jack it up and put it on jack stands and all of that. I can probably do it. Oh, well, I will be able to do it if I have to, but I'll probably have to buy a different jack, because I think the old jack I have, the floor jack, just might not have the oomph to pick this thing up. So anyway, blah blah blah. Time lapse, here we go. Washer worked pretty good. It's knocking off all the loose peely paint, and it's knocking off all of the oxidation, or a lot of the oxidation. When the water runs down, it's just like milky white when it drips off the bottom from all of the oxidation coming off. And as I've gone through this a little bit more, I'm letting it idle the whole time up here. It's been idling for a couple hours now. It's come up to operating temperature, and there's a few problems that I'm noticing still, but it's running. Let me show you a couple of things that I'm going to have to address. I have not started the water system. I haven't filled it or anything, but I have noticed that the faucet here is broken, and there is a hookup underneath here. I noticed on the window sticker that it originally came with an ice maker, and I see the water connection there, so I'm guessing that down here is where the ice maker was. And then another fun thing that I've noticed here is, while I was digging through stuff while I'm emptying out the back room, I found this little blender top. And if you come up here, the little blender thing fits right there into the countertop, and then pull up on this, you got a blender, built-in blender in the countertop. That's pretty funny, and it works. And I've turned on my refrigerator. I'm testing that. It seems to be working. I have to get a thermometer to put in there. I'm about to pull this mattress out. I'm going to get a new memory foam mattress for back here. What else? Yeah, the low air pressure light is on. It says low air. Now my air gauges show, 70 pounds of pressure. I'm going to have to go into the all of the manuals and everything that I have here and look to see what the air pressure is supposed to be. So I'm not sure if that's a problem or if that's just a freaky light. But you can see our water temperature has come up to just above 160, and it's been sitting there perfectly stable and steady for the last hour. And she just runs great. It's just shocking. I know, I already said that. The front air conditioner, blowing cold air, nice. Rear air conditioner, it makes some weird noise when you turn it on, but it does not. I could hear like the compressor kind of trying to kick on, but there's no fan, there's no air coming through. So I'm going to have to investigate that a little bit more, but hey, that's all right. And now I want to fix my Bluebird clock. I got to make that thing work. Well, all in all, I would say today has been a smashing success. I was able to get the electricity on this lot working. I was able to find an actual 50 amp 240 volt connection that was live to plug this thing in after I failed doing it with the little 15 amp outlet. It charged everything up. It's got all the electrical working in this crazy bus. And it started. That's that's the most amazing thing. So I'm feeling really good about this project all of a sudden. So it's really well worth doing all this other work to make everything else work now. So I'm going to be looking into getting some tires on it in this next little while, hopefully in the next couple days. And meanwhile, I'm going to continue to clean. I don't think you really care about watching me clean, so I'm not going to bother hitting you with that. But I'm going to keep cleaning up, and I'm going to keep looking into different systems and figuring out how things work. And then if I have to do any repair work, or if there's anything interesting that I'm doing, like when the tires happen, that kind of thing, I'll make a video. This is just awesome. Thanks for watching. Oh, I know I'm supposed to say, please subscribe. Do whatever you want.